we are not rare. But before you leave, you will perceive the lore will be unlocked. You might be stalked by a Sasquatch or a ghost witch, possibly even a ghost that will boast about knowing the Ohio grassman or even the Michigan dogman. Werewolves hunt, poltergeists are up front, but in these backwoods folklore is unlocked.
Welcome to Folklore Unlocked. I'm Austin, and like always, I'm joined by Ethan.
Yep, hello again, everyone.
And this week, we are going down to Peru to take a look at the Nazca Lines. And a little background before we really dive into the lines themselves. They are a group of geoglyphs in the Nazca Desert in southern Peru that were created between 500 BC and 500 AD.
And then how they were made, they were created by people making depressions or shallow incisions on the desert ground. And they also were removing a layer of topsoil with pebbles and stuff. And underneath that soil and pebbles, there was a different colored layer of dirt exposed. That's why the Nazca Lines can be seen so easily. And they were created in two phases. And on each of these slides, we're going to have a different one of the Nazca Lines, as many as I can get in here. But the last slide, we had the monkey. And then this sign, we have the hummingbird.
And the first phase is called the Paracas phase, named after the Paracas culture. And the Paracas phase took place between 500 and 200 BC. And like I said, the Paracas phase is named after the Paracas culture, which lasted from 800 to 100 BC. And it was located in the Ica region of Peru. And the Paracas had extensive knowledge of irrigation, water management, and textile arts. And they also had mummies.
Oh, hey, Austin, do you know what this Nazca line is that we have on this slide?
No idea.
It might look like an ant, but it's a spider. And then the Nazca culture, or Nazca phase, it's the phase that lasted from 200 to 500 AD. And the Nazca were influenced by the Paracas people, and the Nazca culture lasted from 100 to 800 AD. And the Nazca were known for their extremely complex textiles for the time, as well as ceramics. And then the other Nazca line we have on this slide is the tree.
So as you can tell, both phases were kind of influenced by the Paracas people, even though they only had one. The only one of the phases. It was just the Nazcas were in the same general vicinity as the Paracas were in. So the Nazca just kind of took up where the Paracas left off.
Hmm.
And the lines themselves have a combined length of 800 miles in freedom units, or 1,300 kilometers in the non-freedom units. And the group of geoglyphs cover an area of about 19 square miles or 15 or 50 kilometers squared. And the lines are typically between 4 and 6 inches deep. And they are typically best seen from the air. And in 2012, the lines were said to have begun to deteriorate due to squatters. I mean, come on, people, leave the lines alone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next one, Austin. Do you know what this one is?
That looks like a boat,
You said boat?
but yeah.
It's a pelican. Yeah, this one I feel like is not as easy to tell until you look at like the face of it, like the head, and you can kind of tell it's a pelican. But first records. It was first mentioned by Pedro Ciza de Leon, describing them as trail markers in the 1553, and then Luis, how is that pronounced?
Gonna say Luis
Okay.
Monzon.
Okay, so I was right on the Luis. Okay. They were reported to have saw ancient ruins in Peru, including remains of roads in the 1569, which I can understand why they kind of think those might have been. Well, actually, I about said that, but then I remember seeing that the Nazca Lines themselves are only a few centimeters long, so I can't see them being roads. Then this Nazca line right here is of the whale.
Okay, yeah, I can see a whale.
This one's pretty easy to see. It's not as intricate. It's just kind of, it's just a whale.
Yeah. And some theories are that the purpose of the line, well, currently the purpose of the lines are unknown, although religious, astronomical, cosmological are some of the reasons they are proposed. And another theory is that they're possible irrigation systems. But my thing is, why would you put irrigation systems in the to like form a whale or pelican or something? That's a little too artsy for an irrigation system in my mind. And the most outlandish, or I should say, outer space ish, is that they're possibly alien influenced.
Now you have to add everything to that, Austin. Okay, they're landing pads for the spaceships. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you, ancient aliens.
And then the pictures here, we have a picture of the astronaut, or that's what they call it at least. And then the other one is not all the Nazca lines are in like the artsy kind of shapes of like different animals or anything like that. Some of them are literally just lines that I feel like you could possibly say are primarily used for irrigation.
And that astronaut one here kind of hints towards the alien influence, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, I don't know for sure who it was that said this is the astronaut because what can you tell this is an astronaut? It looks like they have 2 feet. It could just be the man or the human or something like that. I mean, I feel like it was kind of influenced by them thinking they're aliens. It's like, oh, this is what the alien look like or something. I don't know.
But on to our thoughts. I think Nazca lines are just something to do with irrigation, religion, astronomy, cosmological, and I guess I put irrigation in here twice. But I think it's just something to do with those more than aliens. Though I do think it's kind of weird that you've got to be like up above to see most of them properly. So, but maybe they were making them so their gods could see them.
Yeah, I think they were primarily used for irrigation, okay? Because not all the Nazca lines are made in the shapes of like these animals or anything like that. Some of them are literally just lines that you could see would be used for irrigation. Especially because in the first phase, the Paracas culture, they were very good at irrigation and water management. So since they kind of started the like Nazca lines or whatever, it's I can see them like the Nazca continuing on and possibly using these as art or something like that, or religious regions or astronomical. Like these could be what they thought the constellations looked like at this point. Maybe that might be a kind of a stretch. But what I'm getting at is I think they could be dual purpose. So they could be used for irrigation while also looking nice.
Yeah, we've got to remember these were made by people 2,000 years ago. So we we in the modern day can't really go all the way back to 800 BC to 880 to ask these people, hey, why are you making these lines?
Yeah, very true. Oh, and I
Which
okay, go ahead.
which I wish we could, so we knew what the lines actually meant and stood for, but
Yeah, I just want
here
to
we are.
I just want to add in, since we don't have a popular culture, inside Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's universe, the Nazca lines are still there, and they are earthbound immortals that are like bound to the earth, and they get used as cards in 5Ds, and it's pretty cool. That was the first time I heard of the Nazca lines was from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
For me, it was Ancient Aliens.
That seems like more normal. Well, Ancient Aliens really isn't normal.
No, it's not.
And then I have a picture here that shows most of the other Nazca lines. So we have the ones like the spider, the hummingbird that we saw before, the tree, the astronaut. Then we also have like the iguana, the macaw, the lizard, the hands, which is kind of creepy. The fish, the spiral, the flower, the labyrinth, the dog, just all these other ones, and the heron, which is extremely long. But yeah,
Yeah, and I still don't know how they got the spire from one that looks like an ant.
I, I mean, yeah, it definitely looks like an ant. That's the thing. Whenever I asked you, I was waiting for you to say an ant, and I'd be like, close. But yeah, it definitely looks more like an
Because I'm
ant.
only counting, let's see, four. Okay, there are 8 legs.
Uh huh.
So,
It's mostly
okay, I can,
it's mostly the body shape. The body shape looks like an ant.
yeah.
And I mean, the hands, I have no idea where they came up with the hands. That looks freaky.
Yeah. Kind of freaky deaky for me.
And the dog itself. Did you see the dog's picture there?
They're hung.
I can't tell what kind of dog they are looking at when they made that. That I don't know.
And, and the one on the very bottom right looks like a pterodactyl.
Oh, the bird? Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what if it was a pterodactyl and not a bird?
Hey, who knows? Who knows?
Maybe dinosaurs were alive so closer to the modern day than we thought.
I wouldn't push that much.
Oh man. But think that's all we've got for this week on the Nazca Lines. Next week we're going to take a look at gargoyles. Any last words this week, Ethan?
Just thanks for watching, everyone.
Well, thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, drop us a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, drop us a follow. Stay tuned for the gargoyle episode, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, bye, everyone.
You might wake up beside Spearfinger with an extended visit from Jack the Ripper. But if you're lucky, it'll be an angel on that range hill of Louisiana. You might meet Mary Laveau or the Rougarou. At Folklore Unlocked, Austin and Ethan concoct their theory of the eerie and unexplained around the world, sometimes even the underworld. The lore is locked behind secrets, the folklore is meant to be unlocked. The Sokaloo is haunting NC as well as Tennessee. There are many giants that might be clients of the Dark Watchers, who might have psychokinesis. And the phantom time hypothesis is like a phoenix, coming back around again and again. The laser strain on your brain if you've got more than 2 brain cells in you. Some believe McCartney's dead because they read into the Mandela effect, which is subject